So today's topic is what is event? By definition, event is a message sent by an object to signal the occurrence of an action. That means if something is happening, we can say, right, occurrence of one action. Then we can send some notification or messages to somebody. A real life example can be we watch news, right? So every time we open our TV or our mobile, we can see some messages or notifications. That means something is happening and we are getting the information. So this is a event in general. Let's give another example. We have one entity user and there is TV channel provider. Now user can watch several channels like game, news or music. So user can either subscribe or unsubscribe to channels. So for this example, user is subscribing the game channel and the news channel. So when we are subscribing to something or unsubscribing to something, we are getting immediate messages like this channel has been subscribed for you or you have unsubscribed this channel. So this is kind of notification we are getting. So this we call as event. We can consider the TV channel provider is a publisher and the user is a subscriber. So publisher allow us to subscribe or unsubscribe to their content and we subscriber are subscribing or unsubscribing to that content. So even in C Sharp works in pub sub model or publisher subscriber model. We can subscribe or unsubscribe events and event is sending message or notification to us. Now we'll discuss event in more details with some C Sharp example. Let's have some discussion on events. This is a console application and let me write or let me declare one event. To write event, the keyword is event followed by a delegate and event name. Let me declare a delegate first. So this is a delegate returning void and there is no parameter. Let me create an event. The syntax is event, then the delegate name, then event name. Let me declare a static as the main function is static. So if I want to access this event, I need to mention it as static. Event is basically a delegate and followed by a event name. So basically event is pointing some method, right? So when you are writing some logic, so you need to write into a method and you can call that method by delegate and event is a publisher who is invoking a delegate. So for example, the my event will invoke the delegate my delegate and my delegate will be executed based on which method we have referred it. For example, we are taking one simple method print. So the method signature will be same as delegate, right? So the method signature is void print no parameters and I am writing console.writeLine print. Now how to attach this method with my event? So my event equals to my event then plus equals to the method name. So our method name is print. Okay. So we need to declare it as static. Otherwise, as the main function is static. So our method should be static as well. So basically by using plus equal to, we are referring or we are attaching one method with event. Basically we are attaching one method with delegate, and that delegates is a part of event. So this is a kind of registering method for event, or we can say subscribing the event. Now the next question is how to call this event or how to invoke this event. This is simple. My event, we just call my like this. So if we run this, so we will get output as spring. Yeah, let me close this. And there is another syntax to invoke the event. My event dot invoke. The same output is there. Okay, let me create another method, send mail. Here I can write sending mail. We can attach multiple method in a event. My event plus equal to send mail. Now if we run this code, we will see print, and in the second line sending mail. So this is basically we can subscribe multiple methods in one event. Also we can unsubscribe methods from events. To unsubscribe methods from events, we need to use minus equal to sign. Let me unsubscribe the send mail event. If we run this, we cannot see the sending mail message. We will see only the print message. Yes. So the second method is unsubscribe from my event. This is just a basic example of event. We can create some real life use case. Let's discuss some real time use case of event. So we can consider two entities, user and TV channel provider. TV channel provider may have multiple channels like game, news, music, etc. So user can either subscribe or unsubscribe to one channel. So in our use case, we are considering user can subscribe or unsubscribe game channel or news channel. In Visual Studio, we have a console application. So we can consider this main program as the user in our use case. We are going to create another class TV channel provider for the publisher. Let's create one class subscriber having the channel name, username, and there is one flag user active. So the channel name will be the channel either news or game. Username is the user who is subscribing it. There is one flag is active which shows whether the channel is subscribed or unsubscribed. We will create a derived class of list, and we can add our custom add or remove function there. So we are taking a generic list and we are deriving from it, and our class name is channel list. We can pass any type here in the list. Let's create one delegate and event for the notification whether user is added or removed from this channel list. We have created one delegate del notification which will take the subscription class as the parameter. Similarly, we'll create one event where the event handler is the delegate del notification. Here, instead of this generic parameter t, we can simply pass the subscriber object directly. But this is just to demonstrate how we can create a generic list wrapper on the list of type T. Let me create a constructor and we can initialize our event here. Now we can create two methods add and remove items from the list. But see, Visual Studio is suggesting something that this method hides inherited member list of t dot add. So basically, we are inheriting this list method here in our class, and there is a add method in the list itself, right? So if we just navigate to go to definition, we can see there is one add method here and there is one remove method also here. So we are not overriding this method. We have to create a new shadow method of it. To override one method, we need the virtual keyword in the parent class, and we can write override keyword to override that method. But here the virtual is not there, so we have to shadow the method, and for that we have to use the new keyword. This is one of the feature in object oriented programming in C sharp. So let me write a new keyword here to shadow this method. So when we call this method will be executed instead of the parent list add method. Here we need to add this item in the base list. So this is the code to typecast the generic object T subscription to our subscriber class. We need this to access these properties of the subscriber class. Now we are adding this subscriber to the list. The list is the parent of our class, which is the list T. So to add that, we are writing base.add subscription. So this will be added to the list of T object, which is the parent class of our channel list class. Now we are setting the isActive flag of this class and we are going to invoke our event for the notification. Similarly, we have written the remove method. Here, instead of adding into base class, we are removing this object or subscription from my list. Now we have to write some code on the method which is pointing to our delegate or event. Let's convert the generic type T to our subscriber class, and depending on the isActive flag, we can show some notification to our user. The logic is if the subscriber is active, that means the channel would be added for the username. Otherwise, the channel would be removed for the user. Let's call this publisher from the main function, which is in our use case is the user entity. Let's create instance of this channel list object. Let's try to add or remove some channel for this subscription. Add new subscription or new subscriber. We need to pass the parameters. Let's copy, and instead of adding, we are removing this channel. Remove. So let's run this code to see the output. The channel would be added for the user first and then it would be removed. Now we cannot see the expected output. Let's see what happened. If we go into the go to definition, it's added to the list directly. Why? Okay, so the reason is we have not mentioned it as public. That's why the default list is being called. Let's run it again. Yeah, now we are getting some breakpoint here. Removing the breakpoint. Let's run once again. The same message is coming. Probably I have done some typo. Let me check. Channel edit, channel remove. Okay, so both of the cases is actually true. That's why. So it should be false here. Yeah. Now our expected output is there. So first the add method is being called and then we are seeing the message game channel 1 added to the user. Then the removed method is called and we are seeing the message game channel 1 removed for the user 1. Let's see what we have done once again. So we have created a subscriber object having three properties: channel name, username, and active. And we have created a list, channel list, by deriving the list object. We are shadowing the add and remove method, which is in our parent class list. And we have created one event notification, which is pointing to our delegate del notification and having the signature T subscription. Now on the constructor, we are just initializing the event and mentioning or referring one method, channel underscore event notification. Let's go there. This is our method having the same signature of the delegate, and we have written some code here. What first we are adding the object which we are passing into the base class. Base class in this case is the list object. So finally the item is being added to list. Number one. Number two, we are setting the flag is active as true as we are adding the item into the list and we are calling or invoking the event. Similarly, in case of remove, we are removing the object from the base class or parent class list. Then we are setting the isActive flag as false and we are invoking the method. Basically, we are invoking the method and the notification is dependent on this flag isActive. Now, in this event method or the method referred to the event, we are checking whether this isActive flag is true. In this case, that means we have added one item to our list and we are showing some message, and else means we are removing that item from our list and we are showing some message there. So this is a good use case to describe how event works.